Hello, and welcome to Ask Alan About Low Carb Cocktails. This week we're going to do another great rum from Just Rum. They released a second in their Exotic Wood series, and that's what we'll review and make cocktails with today. Stay with me as we delve into yet another wonderful rum from Just Rum. Welcome back to Ask Alan About Low Carb Cocktails. I've told you before about a company out in Oregon that makes some exceptionally good rums. That is a company that is called Just a Distillery, and their products are Just Rum. Every one of their products is Just Rum. It has different flavors depending upon how they aged it or what they've done to it, but everything doesn't have additives or anything. It's just rum. So what they've got now is they're doing exotic woods, things that are just different than what they've done before. The first one they did was with two different types of cherry wood, and that was a very good product. I did a review on that not too long ago, and now they have their second one, and this is made from Lenga wood. Lenga is from a Chilean Patagonia that has been used in barrels for over 200 years. This wood gives the rum a great, unique taste, and you can check their website for availability. They had done a release on it a few weekends ago from when this will air, and they had a limited number of bottles. It could be sold out, but if not, you need to go ahead and order one because it won't last. It's not as the highest expense one that they've done. The cost is right about $100, I believe, and it's worth every penny. So I did sample this before I did this recording, and wanted to know what it was going to taste like beforehand. So this is something that I know is good, but let's see what we get. So on the nose, I get some sweetness, some cinnamon, maybe some raisins, maybe golden raisins. I think that that's what they say they get, but I do get a little bit of raisin smell. And I get graham cracker. So just a straight graham cracker that you not necessarily the one with the cinnamon, but just a regular graham cracker. That on my nose, that's what I'm smelling. I don't know whether anyone else would get that. Uh, everybody's nose, everybody's palate is going to be slightly different, so you'll get what you get. But this has got a very unique smell. And let's see what it is on the palate. So on the palate, I do get some vanilla, uh, almost like a vanilla wafer. Some oatmeal. I think that they said oatmeal cookie is what they get off of it, and I do kind of taste that. I do get a little bit of raisin, maybe some nutmeg. So that's kind of what I'm tasting. By the way, just the specs on the bottle, it's 50% ABV, which is 100 proof. I did already mention, I think it's around $100. You can check the website to see if I'm right on that, but I think that's what I paid for this. The finish on this, kind of a medium finish. It's kind of sticking with you quite a bit. A little bit of heat, but not a lot. It's only 100 proof, so it's not going to be too bad. And almost all their rums are overproofed, so this is not the highest proof one that they make, but it's up there, especially for a rum. you do get kind of a lingering sweet taste, and it's kind of hard to pinpoint what that is. But it's very unique for rum. I've never tasted anything like it. It's got a very good taste. It's something you could sip, maybe chill it a little bit, but I'm going to make cocktails with it. And I did get an email from, or not an email, it was a post from Just Rum, and this I'll probably post it, but that's what they set out for the. I think that the cocktails are going to make, that they did make at the release party, and so I decided I would make both of those. One of them I was already going to make because I wanted to make a daiquiri, and I wanted to make an old fashioned with this so that I could continue to get the flavors. But they had this thing called a Bootleggers Revenge, and thought I would try that. Of course, I've never had it before, but we'll see what it tastes like. So, with that, this will be made in a cocktail shaker. So have a cocktail shaker with ice, and you start with just only 1 ounce of the Lenga Wood Rum. And of course, you get these great coins that you use to get into their special events at the distillery. So, especially if you're out on the West Coast, you want to keep a hold of those so you can go on up or down to Oregon and have spill some and have some great drinks at their bar and try things at their special events. So we've got 1 ounce of the Just Rum Lenga rested. We have 1 ounce of lime juice. And then we have a tablespoon of pineapple juice. Tablespoon would be a half an ounce. And that would be about 1.66 grams of carbs if you're using this light pineapple juice that I always use. And some brands call it light as in L-I-T-E, and others it's light as in L-I-G-H-T. This happens to say L-I-G-H-T. This is Dole. The other brand, I forget what the other brand was, but it had the same carbs. So, well, let's just use the tablespoon. That's what they call for, but a tablespoon would be half an ounce. Then use a half ounce of agave syrup. Now I have this organic agave 5. It's only 5 calories per serving, and it doesn't have a lot of carbs. So for a half ounce of this, if you're using regular agave, you get 16 grams of carbs. But this will only give you 3 for a half ounce, if that's correct, because this has 2 teaspoons equals 2 carbs. So a half ounce is a tablespoon, which is 1.5 of what they have for a serving here. That would be 3 carbs. Now that's a lot less than what you would get otherwise, and it tastes tastes decent. And then, and I don't know why they use water, but they do have 2 ounces of water in this. So hopefully that's going to be okay. It's going to water it down a bit, but that's what they asked for. That's what we're using. And then shake vigorously. And then it says to dump. So they want the ice from the mixing process in the drink. There's a lot of foam on it. So there is quite a bit of foam And it does say to add ice if necessary. I'm just going to let that settle like that, and that foam will go away. But that is the Bootleggers Revenge. It's got a really good taste. I suppose if you didn't want all the water in there, it'd be a little bit stronger. But just the way it is, even with that that water, and it is supposed to have an orange peel. So I forgot to do that. Express the orange peel over the drink. And that is the garnish. So once again, the Bootleggers Revenge. And it is very good. If you're at the distillery and you're at the release event, you will be probably having Bootleggers Revenge cocktails, and you'll enjoy every one of them. So let me clean up a little bit, and then we will do the next cocktail. So next we are going to do a Lenga Wood Daquiri. That is also on the sheet that they sent out. This is something that most rums, if you want to see how the rum holds up, a daiquiri is a staple cocktail. So definitely for rums, make a daiquiri, and that'll tell you how well it mixes. And most rums should work well in a daiquiri. There's a few maybe that wouldn't, but I think that this is definitely one that's going to taste good, especially since this is one they put out on that cocktail sheet. So, in a shaker with ice, you will add 2 ounces of the Lenga Wood Rum. Again, this Lenga Wood Rum has a really good taste to it. 1 ounce of lime juice. And 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. And of course, the simple syrup is always what I make myself. Sometimes they call for heavy simple syrup, which would be sweeter, but this is a 1-to-1 water and allulose in this case, so that you get a simple syrup without calories. So that's 3/4 of an ounce. And that's a basic daiquiri. And then this will be strained into a chilled coupe glass. And we will garnish that with a lime wheel. And I like to keep these dehydrated lime wheels just for ease. If you were running a bar, you'd have real fresh limes and do it that way. But this is the Lenga Daquiri. That's good. It's definitely has a good daiquiri taste, but you get that unique flavor from the Lenga wood within that daiquiri. So definitely, this is one to make. It's one that's very good, and I will clean this stuff up again and then come back for one final cocktail. For the final cocktail, I am going to make a Lenga Wood Old Fashioned. This one I had found. I did this search online, and this is one that came up for using for Lenga Wood rums. I don't know if anyone else is making Lenga Wood rum, so this may be one that that was put out by Just Rum. But It's basically just an old fashioned, but using this rum instead. And they call for a rich demerara syrup. Demerara is a type of less refined sugar, and I don't have a sugar substitute for that. So you can either use a regular simple syrup if you're trying to do a simple syrup without the carbs and use a version with sugar substitute. There's also, and this is what I will be using, a brown sugar, and it's brown sugar with cinnamon simple syrup. So that'll give it a little bit different taste than what you would otherwise have, but that's what I'm going to use. I think that that's going to work well. So they also in this say to do it in a mixing glass. I usually make my old fashions in the glass with the ice ball. So we need to be able to stir this, and this is the typical old fashioned amount is 2 ounces. And I will use again the brown sugar syrup, which won't really be like demerara, but it's closer, I think, than just plain simple syrup. And that is a 1/4 ounce, which is a very small amount. And 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Now, the reason for doing an old fashioned with a lot of the drinks that I make from doing a tasting of a particular liquor is that the whatever alcohol you're using, its flavors will shine through more unless you've got an old fashioned with a lot of stuff in it. So this does not have a lot in it. So that is the Lenga Wood Old Fashioned. And we will put the garnish on there of a lime wheel. And there you have it. A very good old fashioned. So definitely that's a keeper too. Something that I think you'll like. This is a really unique and very good rum. If you can get a bottle, go ahead and get it, and make these cocktails or whatever else you want to do with that. I do have another cocktail that I was going to make until I saw the Bootleggers Revenge and replaced it with that. So I left that recipe in the description, and that sounds like a really good drink. It's a Lenga Wood Last Word, and basically it's the last word. As I recall, the last word is made with gin, but this is putting this rum in it, and I think that would be an extremely good drink. So I'll try that sometime. Maybe I'll do another video and make that. But for now, I didn't want to make a third drink in this video, keep you too long. So that's what I've got for you. And we will come back next time with another alcohol to review and a cocktail. And that will be it for this week. Now, before I go, I do want to remind everybody I'm trying to get the numbers of people that are signed up on YouTube up to a higher level so I can get past the 500 mark. And at that point, I'll be able to do more things. So if we can get this out, share this with your friends, push it out to everybody that you know that likes cocktails, likes whiskeys and rums and bourbons and gins and everything else that I'll be showing you over the coming months and in the past. Then get it out to them and let them join. And once we get past 500, then I'm going to hold a drawing and send out a bottle of something. I've got a couple of ideas, but I got quite a few things that I purchased over the last couple of years, and some of them are things that I know that you can't get anymore. So I'll send out something that everybody will enjoy. When we get closer to 500, I'll start showing you what I decided to send out, and that way people will know. But at this point, there's a few things that I might use. So come back next week to see what I have planned for you, and be kind and be safe, and make sure that you enjoy your time with friends and family and with a low-carb cocktail. Thank you, and see you next time.